Justin Baldoni's team has issued a response in opposition to dismiss the New York Times.
How the New York Times actively vouched for the veracity of its false narrative.
We actually want all evidence to come out that's proper and appropriate evidence.
Oh my God, Blake Lively's lawyer quit after Brian Freedman dropped that bombshell update. Honestly, not surprising. Meryl Conant was drowning from day one trying to defend a case with nothing but smoke and mirrors. Only a magician could have pulled that off. We saw this coming. The collusion argument? Please. Quitting was her best move to save her reputation from that sinking ship.
I looked through every document, every email, every text message.
And now Blake Lively's legal team is in complete chaos. It's about time, and no one, not even her fans, can blame her.
You guys were complicit here. You guys were involved in this every step of the way.
Defending a case falling apart with zero evidence is like fighting fire with gasoline. When Brian Freedman dropped his update, this case went into free fall.
That's the whole point of a lawsuit, is you just start with allegations, and allegations are not evidence. They're just statements of fact that help establish this is the claim that I'm bringing.
At first, Blake's case seemed promising. Harassment, body shaming, breastfeeding allegations, perfect for public sympathy. But reality check? Not a shred of proof backing any of it.
Look, there's a lot of factual determinations that need to be made here, not legal determinations. And because there's factual determinations, you got to leave it to the jury. You got to give a jury the property.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're just saying, look, just let the facts decide. And the trier of fact in any case is going to be the jury. Unless it's a bench trial, then it's a judge, but this is not. This is a jury trial.
The more Justin Baldoni's team investigated, the more Blake's accusations looked like bad fiction. No messages, no documents, nothing to prove she wasn't making it all up. Every time her legal team thought they had solid ground, it turned to quicksand.
There's some bad things that happen here.
Here's the kicker. Blake's PR team orchestrated everything. They pretended to fight for justice when they were just protecting her image. They pushed Conant to fight despite having zero evidence.
They hired, meaning the Wayfair parties, hired a crisis PR manager who orchestrated a smear campaign against Lively.
Did they think PR spin would magically win the case? The court cares about facts, not Instagram posts. The arguments in this opposition were really good, though. Conant faced pressure from all sides. She's representing a high-profile client desperate to win at any cost, even without evidence. Reynolds and Lively wanted Wayfair to take the blame for her bad press. Then came Baldoni's team's 170-page legal bombshell.
Reynolds and Lively wanted Wayfair to issue a statement taking the blame for Lively's bad press.
This document didn't just challenge Blake's case, it shredded it. Harassment claims, non-existent. Body shaming, not even close.
Baldoni's team drops a massive $400 million suit on Blake and a lawsuit against the New York Times. Then they publish 170 pages of perfectly documented texts and emails between all the parties that basically show Blake to be the aggressor. Here's the proof.
Everything Blake claimed was systematically debunked. As the case unfolded, it became clear she was playing victim. No evidence, just claims. Conant realized she was defending nothing. You're making factual assertions about these people, seizing on it and amplifying it. Why didn't Conant see this coming? Remember when the New York Times endorsed Blake's case? It seemed like a win-win. Blake's team thought they hit the jackpot when the Times published that article in December 2024, making her claims look bulletproof. The piece, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine," was her golden ticket, a desperate PR move to legitimize her accusations against Baldoni and Wayfair. If the prestigious Times backs you, it must be true, right?
Yeah, and again, at the same time, Nathan assembled a team that could dominate social media through full social account takedowns by starting threads of theories and...
Hold that thought.
Here we go. Generally working to change the narrative. So it's impossible to know how much they planted and how much of it originated organically. Well, wait a minute.
But reality hit Blake's team hard. Just when they thought they had the Times in their corner, Brian Freedman delivered a knockout punch. He filed an opposition to dismiss the Times from the case, a masterclass in legal takedowns.
You're making a factual assertion that these people did something, seizing on it and amplifying it.
Freedman argued the Times wasn't just reporting allegations, they were validating them as facts. It was impossible to tell if it was news or editorial. The Times wasn't reporting, they were advocating.
This suit against the New York Times is hard.
Freedman went deeper, accusing the Times of violating fair report privilege that protects media reporting on legal matters. This privilege shields journalists from getting dragged into court dramas.
Here is the clip in question. Now, this video,
filed on Friday.
Thank you to
Private
Citizen
text
Journalist
messages.
for putting it on easily accessible. This was part of the article.
But here's the bombshell. The Times didn't just report Lively's claims, they presented them as truth. They didn't say Blake alleges this happened, they implied it was confirmed fact. That's not reporting, that's narrative shaping.
A campaign to tarnish Lively after she alleged that Justin Baldoni, her co-star and director, and Jamie Heath, the producer, had engaged in misconduct while shooting the film.
By doing this, the Times lost their legal shield. They exposed themselves to a lawsuit. Genius move by Freedman. He argued the Times wasn't just sloppy, they actively participated in destroying the Wayfair Party's reputations.
And that's what the New York Times is coming back and saying, look, we're not Blake Lively. We're not the ones making the allegation. We're just fairly reporting on what Blake is suing Justin and Wayfair for.
They presented Lively's version as verified and unquestionable truth. That's a major legal problem since media can't present unverified claims as facts. If they're the bastion of journalism, they should know better. Would it have mattered if they'd labeled it opinion? The metadata shows they had this for months. There's a huge difference between reporting claims and stating what happened, especially without proper investigation. The line between journalism and advocacy became invisible, and Freedman called them out.
They decided not to run it for fear of defamation, I'm sure, for fear of you and defamation. So they didn't run it, but some of these TikTokers have done it.
It gets worse. The timing of publication was suspicious. Freedman noted the Times rushed this out during holidays, giving the Wayfair parties virtually no time to respond.
So here's why he's suing them. It's super creative. They said, evening of December 20th, hey, Justin, here's all this horrible stuff we're going to print about you. You have until tomorrow at noon. We'd love to hear your response. He engages with them. He says, okay.
They knew exactly when to drop this bombshell for maximum damage, perfectly aligned with Blake's PR strategy. The Times published with partial information before noon, likely fearing another outlet would break the story. This wasn't poor journalism, it was bad faith. The Times committed to the narrative before giving the other side a fair chance. If you believe something happened, investigate properly. Do multiple articles. Show us the evidence. The story was finalized days before contacting the Wayfair parties. The Times wasn't seeking truth, they wanted a specific narrative. There's a high likelihood the court will grant the motion and ask Baldoni's side to amend the complaint. Freedman attacked the Times' entire ethical approach. They hadn't just reported Blake's claims, they'd already decided to support her, ignoring any other perspective. This wasn't balanced reporting, it was a one-sided endorsement disguised as journalism. The arguments were incredibly strong. For Blake, what seemed like a golden opportunity with the Times backing now feels like a trap. Her team never anticipated the media support would become a double-edged sword. Blake even refused to meet with the intimacy coordinator, saying, "I don't need to meet them, I'll see you on set." So Baldoni, as director, had to explain what happened when he met the coordinator. Instead of helping Blake, this gave Baldoni's team the perfect opening to attack the media campaign's credibility. Freedman didn't just challenge Blake's claims, he attacked how media amplified them without verification. Now Blake's team faces a new battle over media ethics. Just when you thought it couldn't get juicier, enter Brian Freedman with a full arsenal of legal weapons. Now the battle over jurisdiction takes center stage, and it's crucial.
And they're arguing that California's tort claims, etc., damages in California are different because make their personal and professional homes. They may make claims in California.
This isn't just about where the case is filed. It's about where reputations are defended and defamation hits hardest. Freedman wants California, not New York. Justin argues California's substantive law should apply regarding false light. Freedman's argument is simple. California law provides stronger defamation protections. Exactly what he needs. California is where Baldoni and Wayfair are based and where their reputations matter most. California recognizes claims for placing someone in a false light. New York doesn't. California is the entertainment industry's heart. Reputation damage hits harder there. The New York Times, based in New York, knew publishing this would impact California people, so California law should apply. The Wayfair party's careers took a direct hit in California. While suing media outlets is extremely difficult, Freedman has a pathway. California defamation laws offer better damages, and Freedman knows how to leverage this. He's making a statement, even if he only gets symbolic damages. He's exposing the truth. Journalism Journalists should investigate thoroughly and give both sides fair treatment. Freedman's also calling out the Times for manipulating facts. While they enjoyed their holidays publishing this explosive piece, Freedman wondered why they rushed it without giving Wayfair parties time to respond. The hypocrisy is that Blake and the Times did exactly what they accused others of. According to Freedman, they had mere hours to respond before publication, a classic holiday bombshell with no time for defense. This wasn't poor journalism, it was deliberate. They pushed the story out without proper vetting, the definition of bad faith. Freedman's going for actual malice, proving the Times knew the information was false or showed reckless disregard for the truth. He argues they had all the internal documents needed to see Blake's claims were shaky, but chose sensationalism over facts. This isn't just an error, it's malicious intent. Freedman claims the Times didn't give the Wayfair parties a fair chance to respond to serious accusations. They rushed publication and shaped the narrative without considering the full picture, a clear violation of journalistic ethics. The Times presented allegations as verified facts without proper investigation. They didn't check facts, they ran with a story that fit their narrative, and that crossed a line. Then there's Lady C, who's gone full throttle on social media, calling out both Blake and the Times for what she believes is a calculated PR strategy to destroy Baldoni. As someone who's experienced false reporting for decades, she's accusing the Times of abandoning journalistic principles to become Blake's media pawn. Lady C sympathizes with Justin Baldoni and the Wayfair Studios victims of the smear campaign the New York Times spearheaded on behalf of Blake and Ryan Reynolds last December. She's gratified that Brian Freedman opposed the Times' attempts to be struck from the lawsuit by pointing out they weren't neutrally reporting facts but propagandizing for the Reynolds. Celebrity influence on media has never been more obvious. Blake's PR team mastered media manipulation and the Times played along. They never asked if they were getting both sides. They embraced sensationalism and presented accusations as facts, severely damaging reputations. How much influence should media have in these cases? Should they judge and jury or stick to facts? Freedman insists this case must go to trial. Media must be held accountable, and a jury should decide if the Times was reckless. The court, not media, should determine truth. This case belongs in a courtroom, not decided by headlines and tweets. Freedman wants both sides to present evidence to a jury. This case was made for court. Public opinion is powerful with celebrities involved. That's why Freedman insists a jury, not media, should decide what happens. A trial lets the legal system take control, grounding everything in reality instead of PR campaigns and sensationalism. If this goes to trial, reputations will be decided by facts, not calculated PR moves. Blake's legal team is feeling the heat. Every week brings new details suggesting her case is crumbling. Baldoni's 170-page document reveals a campaign about protecting reputation, not seeking justice. Lively's lawyer, Meryl Conant, already quit, recognizing the case had no foundation. As more information leaks, public perception shifts. If Freedman gets his trial and reveals Blake's accusations were built on sand, her once untouchable reputation could crumble instantly. This is more than a legal battle. It's a collision of press freedom, celebrity influence, and journalistic integrity. Whether Blake can salvage her reputation or truth prevails, the consequences will reach far beyond Hollywood. Stay tuned for more twists, turns, and legal drama.